Right now at 11, devastation in the Panhandle. Hurricane Michael roars over Panama City Beach, ripping off roofs, knocking down trees, and leaving homes underwater.
Hurricane Michael is a hurricane of the worst kind.
Tonight, the catastrophic storm has turned deadly, racing through Georgia and taking aim at North Carolina.
Always on your side. This is First Coast News at 11.
And we continue to follow that breaking news tonight at 11. Hurricane Michael is now a Category 1 storm and is racing through Georgia. This is brand new video tonight of the eye wall hitting Dougherty County. You can see the blinding rain against the night sky.
And we also have new video tonight out of Mexico Beach, Florida. It shows the wall of water from the storm surge. Now, this is as the hurricane made landfall in the Florida Panhandle this afternoon just before 2 o'clock. Look at that wind. You can see debris falling to the ground as the community virtually turned into a lake.
And things have not been easy for people covering this storm. This is video of a hotel window that was blown out in Panama City Beach, where ABC News had crews stationed.
And take a look at this. This was one of the first drive-thrus through the damage after the storm just tore apart this area. You can see the streets littered with debris, storefronts, awnings left in ruins.
Let's get to the latest headlines at this hour. The storm has turned deadly. We know at least one man is dead after a tree fell on his home in Gadsden County, trapping him inside.
And there are more than 500,000 power outages now across Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. We have team coverage for you tonight from across the First Coast to Georgia and the Panhandle, giving you a complete look at the damage. Let's start with First Coast News' Julia Dreyer in Panama City.
Here in Panama City Beach, the damage is everywhere. And I mean, you can literally see damage everywhere you drive. Just over here to the side of me, you can see a billboard that has been blown in. That's a very common sight around here. Pretty much every billboard that is up is either tattered, toppled over, or something along those lines. Now here, this is actually a rare sight at this intersection that the power is still here, because as we were driving in from Navarre Beach to Panama City Beach, from about 20 miles out, there were law enforcement stationed at every intersection because the power lights were out. So they were monitoring that to make sure traffic flows freely and flows safely. But over here, you can also see the fence blown in, another common sight. In fact, the road down this way, almost every single house's fence is blown in some way. Of course, Hurricane Michael making landfall as a strong Category 4, almost a Category 5 hurricane. And you have to keep in mind that a lot of the people who evacuated from Panama City Beach, they haven't come home yet. So they don't know what kind of condition their home is in. And that is a feeling we, of course, can all relate to. So we'll keep following up on the damage, following up as people get home, and we'll have the latest on air and on social media. In Panama City Beach, Juliette Dreyer, First Coast News on your side.
Thanks, Juliette. Now, this just in, new at 11. President Trump giving a shout out to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office on Twitter. He retweeted JSO's post about the Sheriff's Office helping linemen and tree surgeons stage from across the Southeast. Those teams will head out to the Panhandle to start clearing out debris tomorrow. The president thanked JSO for helping out.
And you know, sometimes the best way to gauge the scope of the damage from storms like this is through still images. No doubt a huge cleanup effort will get underway tomorrow in the Panhandle. And these pictures are just a glimpse of the damage left behind. Storefront windows shattered, debris along the streets, marinas left in total devastation. And officials say Hurricane Michael is the worst hurricane to hit the Florida Panhandle since the mid-1800s. And Michael left extensive damage in Panama City with broken and uprooted trees and power lines down nearly everywhere. And this video just shows you how powerful those winds are.
Chris Holcomb is in the Panhandle now to continue our team coverage for us tonight.
Well, it is devastation in Panama City and plenty of damage there. But even where we are right now in Marianna, Florida, we're talking almost 60 miles north of Panama City inland, and we have some pretty major damage going on here. We have reports in Marianna that the roof was blown off of the police department here. The power is out here as well. We are just off of I-10. We got into this area to hope that we could get a better signal to give you more live reports, because everything in Panama City is just pretty much damaged big time. So let me show you here. Let's come back live here. Let me show you. We got the Thunder truck right here. We have two teams that are down here that we're trying to stay together. This is one of the issues that happened here on one of our vans. This did not happen while we were driving. This is while we were taking cover. You can see Christy Etheridge inside as well, working on her story for the early morning show tomorrow. But this is damage from the hotel when we had to hunker down and take cover there at the hotel. When we came back out, something had fallen and hit our vehicle.
So that was Chris Holcomb reporting. Right now, there are more than 330,000 without power in Florida, including 85% of Tallahassee. Now, some of those outages were in Duval County, but power has been restored. Michael Wooten is live right now on the south side at the JEA power station. So what's the latest out there right now?
Yeah, good evening. It is pretty calm here. It's been a calm night for the most part, although crews have certainly been on standby here preparing in case that we saw widespread power outages here in the Jacksonville area. Luckily, that has not been the case, but we weren't completely spared. We'll show you earlier. This was right about the time that we had those tornado warnings earlier this evening. Some strong winds certainly moved through the metro area here. This is a neighborhood off of Beach Boulevard that lost power. First, a team came in to remove the tree branches and limbs that did this damage, and then the linesmen were able to go to work replacing a transformer there. We know the City Fire and Rescue Department put together those emergency road access teams. They included folks from several departments, including JEA workers. Their goal was to go in and clear down trees to allow for emergency access, but for the most part, that has not been needed. However, in case we see more high winds overnight, those power crews are still on standby. Now, the workers told me this evening that they are well rested. They are mindful of the potential danger here, but for the most part, they recognize that the worst of this storm has remained off to our west and now off to our north, but they are still going to be on standby for the rest of the night in case we see more high winds here throughout the rest of this evening. We'll keep you posted, but for now, reporting live on the south side, Michael Wooten, First Coast News on your side.
Thank you, Michael. Now, tonight, some stunning pictures out of Clay County. This is a tornado touching down in a rural area of Clay County. That's along the Clay-Bradford County line. First Coast News' Alex Oside has traveled to that area. It's near Camp Blanding, and he has a look for us tonight.
We've checked with emergency officials in Clay as well as Bradford counties. They say they do confirm that tornado touched down around the Camp Blanding area, but no reports of any damage. As you can see here, the pictures taken actually from the Keystone Heights area near Crystal Lake, looking north towards Stark. Again, no reports of damages according to the National Weather Service. Also passing through downtown Stark this evening, members of the National Guard bringing large, heavy equipment through the area. They were heading west, escorted by police. No issues of any power outages or any extended damages. Good news on that front in both Bradford and Clay counties. Of course, we're checking in with them routinely to see what the situation is in their emergency management centers. We're in Clay County. Alex Oside, First Coast News on your side.
Now, weather with your First Coast News storm experts, powered by AC Designs.
All right, thank you, Alex. The latest numbers are in with Hurricane Michael and the 11 p.m. advisor. I do want to note this. We had a couple and several storm reports coming in out of southeastern Georgia with tree damage, and most of them trees falling on manufactured homes, mobile homes. The good news in all of those, fortunately, no one was inside of any of those homes because they had evacuated or went to a structured building or a structured home to get away from that threat. So that was something that was our biggest concern and is our biggest concern through the rest of the night. With the latest from Hurricane Michael as it moves up to the northeast, and it is racing, moving about 20 miles an hour or so as the storm is weakening. It'll likely be a tropical storm over the next hour or so. The current Category 1 storm with winds about 75 miles an hour, so barely hanging on to that hurricane status. And again, with the satellite imagery, there is some dry air filtering in, but again, we're watching these bands that will keep us in the threat for some severe weather through the rest of the night. Some modified adjustments to our tornado warning. Duval, St. John's, Clay, Putnam, Flagler, and Bradford counties no longer in that tornado warning, but we are still watching that severe threat again for folks up towards our north and west. Tim's going to have a closer look at that radar.
All right, thank you, Steve. It is good to see that tornado watch gradually being shaved away as the hurricane continues to head to the north. There it is making landfall. Panama City catching the northwestern eye wall. If you can believe it, that was actually the weaker side, the worst of the weather. Tyndall Air Force Base, Mexico Beach. St. George Island and Apalachicola. But there it goes, as Steve mentioned, barely a hurricane now. There is the tornado watch that goes until 2 a.m. So we're still concerned about the possibility of severe weather. There's the core and the reason for the gusty winds, and they will continue for those of you from Lake City, but especially up toward Valdosta and Waycross. What about right now? Any threat of severe weather? We're watching closely, but we don't see it. We're going to continue to check out these bands. Think of them as bands of energy. But after this afternoon, we just haven't seen those bands become thunderstorms. The reason that's significant is not only because of the lack of the lightning, but the taller the cloud, the taller the storm, the more the winds. And they're strong right above, we call the deck, right above about 5,000 feet. But unless they become thunderstorms or at least taller showers, that wind can't mix to the surface. So we'll zoom on into a couple bands. We have some working through western Duval, another band here working into Union, but just not developing. So good news there. This line may eventually become the most productive, but it's beginning to look like that line may get past Waycross before it becomes productive. So bottom line, if you're ready to call tonight, you might want to relax. Don't worry, we'll be here. We'll be watching this activity very closely because technically the tornado watch goes until 2. We're watching very close to the discussion from the Severe Storms Forecast Office. They're basically the National Hurricane Center of severe weather. But it could be by 2 a.m. the tornado watch is lifted, as it looks like the greater threat will be in the Savannah, Augusta area and then into South Carolina as we head from, let's say, about 3 o'clock in the morning through mid-morning on Thursday. So we'll continue to track this activity, and we'll also take you toward Thursday. In fact, how about if we talk about the weekend weather? We'll do that for you in just a bit.
That sounds refreshing, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it
All right,
does.
thanks, Tim. Our team coverage doesn't stop here tonight.
Yeah, coming up next, we're speaking with people who took shelter here on the First Coast during the storm.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Julius. Check, check. Julie's mic. 1 2 1 2. Julie's mic. 1 2 1 2.
We are continuing to track Michael tonight, and the impact is having on our surrounding communities. People in the projected path of the storm took shelter, including some in Baker County. On your side's Ken Amaro caught up with some of them. Ken.
That's correct, Anthony. I'm here in Waycross. You know, the forecast for Waycross was going to be gusty winds and down trees and things of that nature. Tonight we found a power outage within a block because of a downed trees. The winds are now picking up. The folks here took heed to whatever was being forecast and took shelter. It was windy all day in Waycross. A few scattered showers now and again. The looming threat from Hurricane Michael was taken seriously. Businesses took precaution. This gas station was closed all day. The pump hoses wrapped in plastic to keep them from becoming flying missiles. City Auditorium Waycross Emergency Shelter was open just in case. Wayne McMillan and his family decided to use it.
We live in a single wide and just trying to make sure the family's safe.
Ware County Emergency Management had forecast Michael's impact would be minimal. Minimal was enough to send Edna Johnson to the shelter.
I'm not taking no chances because I'm in a mobile home and I've been there 19 years, and I said it's better be safe than sorry.
They were all safe and secured from Hurricane Michael's unpredictable impact. They just did not want to take a chance. Now, I checked with Ware County Emergency Management a few minutes ago, and still things are pretty much normal, if you will, but there's a guarded optimism. They know they have to make it through the night, and rain is in the forecast, and stronger winds are in the forecast. So tomorrow, when daylight comes, it might be a different picture. In Waycross, Canamera, First Coast News, on your side.
Oh, let's hope it's a smooth night for all those folks. Thank you, Ken. Damage assessment is already happening in those areas ravaged by the storms. Our state capital, one of the spots where tens of thousands of people lost power. Our own JEA will be leaving first thing in the morning to help. First Coast News' Julia Janae is on the west side from where those crews will be leaving tomorrow. Julia?
We have been monitoring those power outages really closely. There are over 300,000 that are without power in Florida right now, and a third of those are in Leon County there with Tallahassee. City officials there are telling people to stay off the roads so that they can allow crews like the ones here at JEA that are traveling there in the morning to do that restoration work. Strong winds and rain from Hurricane Michael taking down trees and power lines in Tallahassee on Wednesday, leaving at one point over 110,000 customers out of 137,000 without power. The Tallahassee Police Department tweeting out these photos of major debris and blocked roads. Crews from across Florida, including 50 line crews and technicians from JEA, plan to head out around 5 a.m. Thursday morning. Meanwhile, in Leon County, officials are urging the public to practice safety while using generators or navigating outside while they wait for the lights to come back on. Now, it really is a testament after these storms happened that 13 months ago, we were the ones in this area who needed that restoration work. Now, so many in this area are traveling, JSO, JEA, to that area, to those in need. For now, reporting live from the west side, Julia Janae, First Coast News on your side. We'll be right back.
Wake out here. Oh, joy. Okay. Okay. Here on the First Coast, it's been pretty windy. We saw several tornadoes.
In Lake City today, thousands of emergency responders were at the ready from the National Guard to fire and rescue, prepared for Michael's impact.
Our Shelby Danielson is live there tonight with how things are looking right now. Shelby?
Well, hey, Jeannie and Anthony, I don't know if you can tell from really the empty scene behind me here in Lake City, but it's a bit of a ghost town this evening in anticipation of damaging winds, possible tornadoes. A lot of people stayed home, businesses closed up, classes were canceled, but now people are really just concerned with their family and friends impacted in the Panhandle.
She lives in Bickenton, Georgia, and right now they're getting it really hard. They have 4 trees down in their yard already.
Marissa Jolliffe says her sister's home is covered in debris from Hurricane Michael. These are pictures from her family. She says her boyfriend's home in Destin was in harm's way too.
And we've seen that there's a lot of damage over there right now, so we're really worried about all his friends and how his house is going to be.
For families in Lake City, they braced for impact, but they say they were spared from anything damaging. Thousands of trucks were at the ready in case power went out. FPL Incident Commander Robert Giddis leads his team in Columbia County with this mobile command center and several pop-up offices, while his own family recovers from the hurricane in Tallahassee.
Winds have picked up today, so I've been on the phone with Mom here the last few hours driving up.
He's helped in Puerto Rico after Maria and most recently in North Carolina after Florence. He says he knows to expect the unexpected.
The danger's not over after the storm passes. There could be still days and weeks of restoration that has to be done.
Know that we're on it. Know that all these crews here are ready to start responding.
They are standing by in case anything develops Thursday.
People from as far away as South Florida have left their families to come up here to help folks get through these outages.
And while you may not see any rain right now, there are still powerful winds moving through here overnight. And you may have been in this area, and if you were, you probably saw something pretty cool in the sky earlier. And if you take a look at this, this is some video I took around 7 o'clock this evening. The sky was completely purple. I know I saw some other people posting photos and videos of this on social media as well. And again, you can see right there, it's purple, it's pink, and that was all across Lake City this evening. Reporting live in Lake City, Shelby Danielson, First Coast News, on your side.
It's pretty. It's kind of eerie, too.
It is.
Very unusual. Thank you, Shelby. Some of the people in the projected path of Hurricane Michael in the Florida Panhandle came to Jacksonville to escape the wrath of this very powerful hurricane. First Coast News reporter Crystal Bailey talked with some of those folks today about their concerns and when they want to or plan to go back home.
Well, that's right. Here on the First Coast, it's been pretty windy. Overall, we saw a couple tornado warnings, and a tornado did actually touch down in Clay County, but it's nothing compared to the devastation that occurred in the Panhandle this afternoon. That's why so many people came to Jacksonville for safety. We caught up with a couple from Tallahassee.
It was only about a 2.5-hour drive. I think most people were going south, so this just seemed like the logical conclusion.
As Hurricane Michael pushed through the Panhandle, passing through Tallahassee,
I'm from up north, so as soon as I hear hurricane warning, I just leave.
a couple of runners from Tallahassee aren't letting the storm get in the way of their routine.
Oh, we run every day. Yeah.
They're staying in an Airbnb in Jacksonville to stay safe.
We live in a trailer. Yeah. But it doesn't get blown away like some Wizard of Oz style shenanigans.
They say they're not sure when they're going to return home.
Slightly worried that we won't have a home.
Only ones who came into town and away from the path of Hurricane Michael. We also spoke with a few Airbnb hosts who say they're hosting evacuees for free. Reporting live from downtown Jacksonville, Crystal Bailey, First Coast News, on your side.
Oh, and us runners wonder why people think we're crazy. We're smiling a bit, folks, and here's why. Think about the transition that has occurred. Over the last 24 hours, Hurricane Michael did nothing but continue to intensify to become one of the strongest landfalling hurricanes in not just Panhandle history, in the history of the United States. Third most intense by most ingredients. So how about some good news? Well, Michael, as Steve alluded to, if you're listening, is now racing to the northeast at 20 miles per hour. When we started the 11 o'clock and Steve was talking and we continued, we were all under a tornado watch.